Welcome home, brave heroes and cowardly gits alike. I'm Ash, this is AshQuest, and for this video, if it does very poorly, I'll be able to blame it on the orcish subject matter, and not on anything that I particularly did wrong at all.
Oh yeah, it's Chaos Marauders, the meta game of orcish mayhem by Stephen, and here we go, pulp and stunties as we go. Play it loud,
Which also means review it loud.
This were designed by the lion cheating Stephen and kids ages 10 to adult. Complexity is orc level, very low indeed. It's for 2 to 4 kids, but you can buy 10 boxes and have it be from 20 to 40 kids. And don't tell me that the hand can't lie. I know for a fact the only part of the body that can't lie is the hips, cause Shakira done told me so.
Let's unbox this.
Oh, make no effort to sort this box. Here are the cards. It's your shooting street mail order. Here's your bag, and this is your basic rules. Read this first. To play, all you gotta do is, never mind. The real rules is here. And in the real rules, all you gotta do is, who needs rules anyway? We can figure this out on our own. You got 4 highly detailed mats,
Surprisingly nice textured. Wow. These are like linen? They're like plasticky. Wow, that's really cool.
Boy, clear your space, clear the space. 4 mats, cause 1 for each player. If you have extra mats, you can lay them out like this for having to look at the nice scenery like Chaos Marauders. For the mats, they all looks the same. You don't even really need them. But there's all pretty like 1 for each player. You got 3 tracks. We's gonna figure this out. You got 1 die. 5 sides with orky eyes, 1 side with chaos. A bunch of pawns, black, red, green, and white. 1 for each player. The object of the game is to draw cards and put them on your track. They're marching forwards. Finish all your tracks and have the highest score, and you wins the game. Cheating is highly encouraged. It's not in the rules. You draw a card, and you keep drawing your gate until you reach a...
what are they called? I threw the rules across the room.
A turn-ending card. Every card's got the card title, the group, the attack rating.
Is there an attack rating? No, that's a bad example.
Do we have any cards around here that match
Any at all?
What in the zog? Alright. This is the attack rating if you has it. This is the symbol. Here goes the victory points if you has them.
I'm gonna move Orc Ash out of the way, just a minute. You take the top card from the draw pile and you place it face up on your play sheet. You'll take the next card from the draw pile and you'll place up on your play sheet. In the same way, and so on until you pick a turn-ending card. When you pick a turn-ending card, your turn ends. The player to your left then starts his turn at 1 above. Did you like my explanation more, or Orc Ash, who I will lovingly let you guys name Orc Ash. I'll provide you with some helpful suggestions for the Orc Ash name. It can either be Smash, Trash, Rash, Clash, Mash, Slash, Crash. Did I already say Crash?
If you draws a special green card, your turn ends. If you draws a card with the symbol already on your play sheet, your turn ends. If you attack with a complete battle line, your turn ends. Where is it? And if you draws a musician and you already has 3 of them on your play sheet, your turn ends.
Where the hell is the musician? There's supposed to be like several of them. Here we go.
The Orc Regimental Musician. Boom, 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 boom. Here's your points chart, but you won't get this far before flipping the table and crushing your foes.
Now we're like Orc Cockney plus New Jersey. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this. I wanted to show you the cards. I got this because it is yet another one of the bookshelf-sized games from Games Workshop. Same era as the other games I've been collecting a lot of recently. The only game that I have gotten so far that is so brutally, explicitly just Warhammer. Not totally sure, but I think the only other game with this box format is Blood Bowl's first edition. The only other explicitly kind of more Warhammer-ish game that I have left to collect. Now there are many other rules to this game which I will likely never learn. I think this was Stephen Hand's opportunity to just go nuts and get all crazy and make something very simple, but I don't know if Stephen Hand was necessarily capable of doing that. I think that this has an aura of a much more complex war game. Well, it was one that seems more complex once you strip it of its orky and chaos skin. And I do wonder if it does kind of have a precursor of a kind, an influence, if you will, not just a chaos influence, that's what it became. But like in the same way that Fury of Dracula, which was also designed by Stephen Hand, and incidentally looks much simpler than this, which is so ironic. I might be wrong, you'll have to tell me if that is the case. And if the rulebook is only big because if it has lots of reference, which I guess I could just look at it myself and determine that. The rulebook is surprisingly big for what this game appears to be. But Fury of Dracula, I guess, actually is a sort of an echo of Scotland Yard, just with a gothic twist, and honestly, I see nothing wrong with that. In fact, I would prefer that for all of my games. I've said this somewhere else before, but for those of you who are still here, who haven't clicked off because of the really annoying and obnoxious orc behavior, which was mandatory, I apologize, but it was. If I can get a themed version of a game, like that's fantasy or gothic horror or whatever, I will get that over the regular version of the game. I think I said it in my Munchkin video, because Warhammer Munchkin, the Age of Sigmar exists, so I got that, and I got rid of my old version of Munchkin. I do have Betrayal at House on the Hill and Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, and I would like to say that I'd only like to keep Baldur's Gate's version, but Betrayal at House on the Hill is just a really good game in its own right without that Dungeons & Dragons skin. So now I can show you the cards, nice and up close, and you can see that we've got hobgoblins. That's right, they're not called hobgrots in this universe, and if I decide to call a hobgrot a hobgoblin, I don't want any more of those actually type comments in my section below. The spoil heap, the orc regimental musician, the Boslem pig stickers, another spoil heap, the yep, there we go, the traditional fall on the floor. The Blight Scab Plague Lord, so we have our Skaven in here. Not just orcs, the Hobgoblin Musician, the Hack Vainthrobs Volunteers, Hack Vainthrobs Volunteers again, Spittledung, a Quintuple X. It says Grog, another Spoil Heap, Spatsnad's Suicide Squad, the Crummy Snotling Slaves, they are truly crummy. All together, they have a 1 body point and no defense die. Orc Regimental Musician. The Knocker. This is part of a, obviously, multi-part vehicle. If you can assemble the whole thing, that's a big bonus. Hobgoblin Standard, Orc Regimental Standard, Regimental Musician, Boslem Pig Stickers, the Bomber Crew, the Hobgoblin Standard, Boslem Pig Stickers, the Shaman of Ag, the Idol, the Claws of Malal. So we have our Beastmen in this as well. The Greaves' Dirtballs, the Sneaky Gits, I appreciate those guys so much. Spatsnat Suicide Squad, more pig stickers, the Orc Regimental Standard, Spittledung, more Dirtballs, more claws. I know that there is more diversity than just those like 5 that I keep showing, but hold on. We have some new artwork for the Sneaky Gits here. The Venomous Creeps, the Chucker Crew, a Hobgoblin Musician, the Knocker Crew, more Dirtballs, more Volunteers, the Bilge Gutrot, or maybe that's his name, the Aki Crew, the Chucker, which is the first half, it seems, of the Knocker. No, it's a different vehicle. The Bone Shaker Crew. This looks like it's part of a vehicle. Did I already pass up the other Bone Shaker Crew? Scares Blowback. I like that. It's not quite a Giselle team. It's a big old fire thrower. More dirt balls, more pig stickers, the Aki, the front of an Aki. Now, I'm pretty sure I did skip over the other Aki card. I'll have to get to it. There's the Knocker. The other Knocker. So we have our fully assembled Knocker. Really cool. I like that. And here's where some of the complexities of the game come in. Here's the Bomber and the Smasher. Yeah, really like the multi-card. More Dirtballs, Shaman, Boslem, Hobgoblin, Mongo's Meat Grinders, more standards, the Shoddy. I'm not sure what I'm looking at exactly here. It's like some sort of special thing that the orcs look at to get inspired. More of the same. There we go. Chucker and Smasher. The Chucker is now complete. I do have to tell you that there is a reason for the coloration behind each of the titles. The blue, gray, purple, green, there's a reason for all of it. We have completed the Smasher. This is bringing me such joy. It looks like there's a third part to this though. More lovely Skaven. Love those guys. Spoil Heap. Garrock. Vera Croxenrock. That's quite a name. This loser, this dwarf, has been bound and staked into the ground by way of the whatever this thing is called. Not exactly a cross. Not sure what his role is there. This is Dagrom Flailbreath. He appears to be a special kind of beastman. Why is he flail breath? Flails don't have breaths. Flails don't breathe. This is Bone Shaker's front end. Okay, so the Bone Shaker crew and Bone Shaker are a little bit different, but that's what that looks like. That is awesome looking. That is really badass. I wonder if it's like, if you draw this kind of card and place it, that you can't place another card unless it is the front portion of that crew card. I'm sure it says in the rules. I'm not going to look them up. The bomber is of 2 halves here, and now he is complete. Honestly, this is the second most interesting thing about this entire game. The Horned Rat standard. There's the Awrite and the Smasher crew. Now the Awrite has been completed. What do you mean Awrite? What the heck is Awrite? What does that mean? What is that short for? And also, it looks like there is yet another card. Did I not complete it? Is it a 3-parter? Let's find out. Really like this guy. This is Oddlug Spleen Ripper. The Smasher crew goes at the very end of this, and now we've got all 3 of our Smasher cards. That looks really cool. Really, really awesome. What a distinct art style, too. It's a simplistic, almost caricaturish art style. It's a lot less serious and less gritty than so many other interpretations of Warhammer characters. So basically, here's what my board looks like, which means I win and you lose. But if you think that your board can challenge mine, please send me a picture of it. Or just tell me in the comments below what it looks like. There's the bomber crew. I thought I had completed the bomber, but evidently I did not. This has a crew, and its crew consists of 1 orc with a polearm. He's just standing there. He's just behind the bomber, waiting for the order to get on it, which means the Awrite definitely has... Yeah, there it is, the Awrite crew. I knew that I had skipped this one. Okay, there's the Awrite crew. They're just walking alongside of it. They're just living their best life. Who else am I missing? The Chucker crew. There's a Knocker crew. There's also a Knocker crew. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I literally just read these off a second ago. But yeah, they belong as part of these sets of 3. So looking at the patches of grass, and that's my clue that these are sets of 3 instead of 2. The Bone Shaker just appears to be 2. I'm missing the Chucker, and I'm sure it's going to be Chucker crew. I know it'll be red though, so it'll be really easy to find. Well, I guess you can infer now that that's the meaning of the red. There's the Chucker crew, and they are getting ready to load it up with a really heavy boulder. I won't pick those up and zoom them in. I'm going to show you the first most interesting thing about this whole thing, and that is the singular Chaos Marauders card, this Chaos Warrior. This has a special rule. If you draw it, place it quietly on your track. Don't say anything. Let the next player take their turn. If anybody notices that you've taken this, they can yell out, Chaos Marauders, I think, and they get the card. It's kind of it. It's a noisy game. It's fast-paced. It's strangely convoluted according to the rulebook size, but this game was well played and well loved. Every single card has got this slight crease in the center, meaning these were shuffled by kid hands. At least I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Either that, or they were violently taken and bent and thrown across the room by a parent who immediately went on to store it in the closet until such a time that their children, grown now, opened up the closet, maybe played one more game for old time's sake, then threw it onto eBay. These mats are immaculate. I can't imagine it was too well loved. More or less, that's Chaos Marauders. Channeling Billy Butcher now more than anybody else.
Oi, you lot, we gonna kill Homelander. Chip Cheerio in it. You're a wizard, Harry Potter. And a soup. And for that you gotta die.
I'm gonna go collect the pieces of this game that I've thrown across my floor for the video humor. Please let me and Smash, Rash, Trash, or whatever you chose to name my other side know what you thought about this ridiculousness. Did you play this when you were a kid? Have you ever played Chaos Marauders? Do you like it? Do you play it loud? Should it come back? Should this be another thing that Avalon Hill licenses for a remaster? Thanks so much for your kind attention. I'll see you in the next exciting adventure episode, Marauding. And before I go, I just wanted to point out this whole thing, this whole rulebook is written with such orky theme, but especially this last one here.
This is Stephen and he's a big lad. Stephen done this game and made me and my mates famous, so he's gotta be alright. Stephen says he's a games designer, and his interests include designing games, horror comics, and chainsaws. Don't know about games and comics, but I won't mind a chainsaw. Hey Stephen, where's my chainsaw?
Chaos Marauders. Buy it at worse stores near you today.